to C. Williams ASMR. Today you will be hearing chewing gum mouth sounds, and I'm also going to be narrating a story. I hope you enjoy the sounds of chewing gum and this brief story. Please watch to the end and listen to the story. Let's begin. Chapter 15. Clara stood at the window of her diner, looking out into the bustling streets. Her thoughts a whirlwind of emotions. The world outside was moving forward, just as her life had been doing in the past few months. With Ethan back in the fold and the diner running smoothly, Clara could finally breathe. For the first time, she felt like she was no longer just surviving, she was living. But even as the calm settled in, Clara couldn't ignore the restlessness that stirred within her. Life had a way of giving her moments of peace, only to bring her face to face with new challenges. It was in her nature to be constantly striving, constantly wanting more, not in a greedy sense, but in a deep, soul-driven desire to be more than what she had been. She had worked tirelessly, fought battles in silence, and raised her children to be strong, independent adults. Now, Clara felt like it was her turn to discover who she truly was, not just as a mother, but as a woman. A wave of excitement washed over her as she wondered what the future might hold. Clara was ready for a new chapter, a chapter where she could take chances, make mistakes, and ultimately find happiness on her own terms. The time had come for Clara to recognize that her children, while always a part of her life, had their own lives to live. The boundaries that had once been blurred between mother and child were slowly starting to reassert themselves. Each of her children had carved out their own path. While their love for her was never in question, the need for her guidance and support had lessened. The realization was bittersweet. Clara had spent many years nurturing them, teaching them right from wrong, but now they were the ones standing on their own feet. Clara couldn't help but feel a sense of loss as she watched them step further away, pursuing their own futures. Yet, in the midst of this growing distance, Clara also felt a profound sense of pride. They had all become incredible people in their own right. Each of them had faced their own struggles and triumphs, and in some way, Clara knew that they had turned out the way they had because of her. The sacrifices she had made, the tears she had shed, her shaped them into the individuals they had become. It wasn't easy to let go, but Clara knew that this was the natural course of life. And even though her children were becoming more independent, she would always be there for them, just as they would always be there for her. As the days went on, Clara started to realize the shift in her relationships with her children also marked a shift in her. She had spent so many years identifying solely as a mother, but now she was learning how to identify as Clara, the woman who had raised 5 strong children, who had persevered through hardship, who was and step into the future full of possibilities. The video is not over yet. Please continue to enjoy the sounds of gum chewing. If you enjoyed this story,